And welcome to Living Inspired with Autism. I'm Antoinette. I'm a life coach for parents of autistic children. I'm a wife, I'm a business owner, and most importantly, mama to Max, my beautiful autistic son. Now, this show is all about helping you to feel supported, seen, and empowered as you raise your extraordinary child. And today's episode is very close to my heart. We're talking about something that I think every parent of autism needs to hear and really understand, and that is our children don't need to change. The world does. Now, if you've ever wished your kiddo could be just simply accepted and valued and celebrated exactly as they are, then stay with me, because today's conversation is going to give you both encouragement and practical ways to start creating that kind of world for them. So let me start with a story that might sound familiar. Sarah, a mom from Oregon, told me about her 8-year-old son, Marcus. And every day he used to come home from school just exhausted. Not just physically tired, but emotionally drained. And he would walk through the door, head straight to his room, go have a lie down, and sometimes not even speak for an hour. Now, what was happening? Marcus was spending his entire day masking, suppressing his forcing eye contact, and trying to fit into social rules that just felt unnatural for him. And he was working so hard to be somebody he wasn't. And it was costing him everything. And that night, Sarah sat with him and she said to him, "You know what, buddy? Tomorrow I want you to be exactly who you are. If you need to flap your hands, flap them. If the cafeteria is too loud, we'll figure out somewhere else that you can eat. You don't need to be anyone else for anyone else." And Marcus was relieved to hear that. But Sarah also quickly realized that her permission alone wasn't enough. She needed to advocate for that acceptance everywhere that Marcus went. And this brings me to our first key insight. Acceptance starts with us. It begins with a mindset shift in how we see our children. For too long, parents have been told to focus on what their kiddos can't do, what needs fixing, what behaviors aren't appropriate. But what if we completely flipped that? What if autism wasn't something to manage, but simply a different way of experiencing the world? And what if stimming wasn't a problem, but a brilliant self-regulation tool? What if deep passion for a special interest wasn't obsessive, but a doorway into joy, expertise, and even future opportunities? Dr. Ari Neiman, I think that's how you pronounce it, he's a leader in autism self-advocacy. He says it beautifully. The goal isn't to make autistic people normal. The goal is to make the world accessible to autistic people. Now, as parents, that shift starts with us. When we stop seeing our children as broken and start seeing them as perfectly designed for who they are, things have got to change. So how do we do this in our daily life? Let me give you 3 practical ways. Firstly, our language matters. The way we describe our children shapes how others see them and how they see themselves. So instead of saying Marcus has behavioral issues, try Marcus communicates his needs differently. Instead of she's having a meltdown, say she's just overwhelmed and needs support. The shift might seem small, but it is very powerful. Secondly, celebrate differences. When your kiddo stims with excitement, don't redirect. Join in. Say, wow, you're so happy about this. I love seeing how you show your excitement. When they talk about their passion, lean in and get curious. Their joy is a gift, not a quirk. Thirdly, reframe challenges as accessibility needs. So if your kiddo struggles in noisy environments, they're not too sensitive. The environment just isn't designed for them. If they need breaks to move, they're not hyperactive. They're advocating for their body's needs. This reframe helps us to advocate better and teaches our kiddos they are not the problem. Okay, so let's talk about creating environments where our kiddos can thrive. Maria, another one of my moms, told me about her daughter Anna, who struggled in her traditional classroom. And instead of accepting Anna just needs to try harder, Maria worked with the school to make real accommodations. Anna got noise-cancelling headphones, she got a fidget tool, and the option to test in a quieter room. Her confidence absolutely soared and her grades improved just by advocating for these small changes. The shift happened because Maria presented these not as special favors, but as basic accessibility, just like ramps for wheelchairs. These supports levels the playing field. And then there's David. Now, David loves trains. He can tell you everything about locomotives from the 1800s to today. And for years, his mom, Jennifer, would cut him off mid-sentence or apologize to other parents, trying to make him sort of fit in. And then she had an epiphany. David's passion wasn't a problem. It was a gift. So instead of shutting him down, she facilitated conversations. David, tell Emma about that train that you researched yesterday. Emma, did you know that trains can go 300 miles per hour? And guess what? Kids started leaning in. They found David fascinating. And David felt seen. And Jennifer realized that the awkwardness had never been about David. It was about her own fear of judgment. So this brings us to an important shift, moving from protection to empowerment. It's really natural to want to shield our kiddos from rejection, but when we're constantly stepping in, we risk teaching them that they can't handle the world as they are. Instead, we can teach them to advocate for themselves. We can give them words like, I process information better when I can move, or I use these hand movements to help me think, or I'd love to be your friend and I sometimes need breaks from talking. Role play these at home, practice them, and just watch their confidence grow. Let's talk about our fears as parents. Something that we worry about is if we let our kiddos be fully themselves, won't they face more rejection? Won't life be harder for them? But I want to tell you something that I've learned with the families that I work with. The kiddos who grow up encouraged to be their authentic self develop stronger self-esteem, better friendships, and a healthier resilience than those who spend all the energy masking. Yes, rejection is going to happen no matter what, but authenticity also attracts the right people, the real friendships and the opportunities that align. And those are the things that truly last. Let's talk about friendships. Rachel's son Alex was invited to a fewer birthday parties than his siblings. And it hurt, of course, But instead of pushing him into exhausting social settings, his mom, Rachel, helped him nurture two deep friendships, kids that who really got him. They built Lego worlds together, they went on nature adventures, and those friendships have lasted for years. Sometimes it's not about the quantity, it's about the quality. And where I want to empower you is we're not just raising our kiddos, we are changing the world. And every time we advocate for our kiddos in school, we make that classroom better for the next child that comes along. And every time we explain to a coach or a teacher how to include our kiddo, we expand awareness. Every time we celebrate our kiddos' differences in public, we give other families permission to do the same. This is just so much bigger than us. This is a movement. So let's get practical. Here are 5 steps that you can start doing today. Number 1, audit your language. Notice how you speak about your child this week, to yourself, to others, and to them, and most importantly, in front of them. Number 2, choose one environment where you can advocate for more inclusion. Number 3, celebrate one autistic trait that you used to see as a challenge. Number 4, connect with at least one neurodivergent, affirming family. Online, personal, however you want to do it. Number 5, ask your kiddo what they need to feel more comfortable and authentic. You might be surprised by their wisdom. Before I close, I just want us to pause for a moment here. If this conversation is resonating with you, if you're feeling that pull to start living differently as a parent of autism, I want to invite you into something deeper. In my one-on-one coaching, I help parents just like you go from overwhelm and exhaustion to calm and clarity and connection. And together we design a family life that works, not by changing your kiddo, but by building your capacity and shifting your mindset and creating an environment where your kiddo thrives. If you'd like to explore what this could look like for you, I'd love to meet you. And you can book a free consultation through the link in the show notes on the website at lliautism.net. And finally, let me leave you with this thought. Your child doesn't need fixing. They don't need to be more palatable, more normal, or more like anyone else. They are already exactly who they are meant to be. It's the world that needs to change, and that change starts with us, with how we see our kiddos, how we speak about them, and how we advocate for them. Your kiddo is watching you. They're learning from you whether autism is something to hide or something to honor. And you get to choose what message you send. Choose to send the message that they are perfect as they are, that their uniqueness is valuable, that their authenticity is not just acceptable, it's their superpower. Thank you for joining me today on Living Inspired with Autism. If this episode touched you, please share it with another parent who may need this encouragement. Together, we are building a more inclusive world, one family at a time. Until next time, keep believing in your child, keep believing in yourself, and keep living inspired.